The Founding Fathers gave the states the option of choosing their electors however they wanted to. And they've chosen them different ways at different times in our history. One of the ways that they have at their disposal is to say we'll cast our electors according to who wins the national vote.
Well, with us now to discuss this story, a story that he broke here on Newsmax TV, it's our friend Dick Morris. Dick, when I hear Fred Thompson claim this is what the Founding Fathers wanted.
They just invented the Electoral College for the hell of it. They really wanted the popular vote.
Well, the distinction of a constitutional republic, and this has been something that has gotten muddied.
Before we even get to the issue of Electoral College versus popular vote, let's ratchet back a bit. The Constitution provides a clear procedure for its own amendment, and getting rid of the Electoral College would clearly be an amendment. It says 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, and 3/4 of the states. The Democrats have now concocted a scheme to bypass the Congress entirely and let a majority of the states, in effect, eliminate the Electoral College. And the way it works is that they're going to get a majority of the states to pass laws saying that our electoral votes should be cast for whoever wins the popular vote, regardless of who wins our state. And once that reaches 270 votes worth of states that have pledged that, these laws that have now passed 10 state legislators in the District of Columbia take effect. And there are 9 others where it's passed one House but not a second yet. Altogether, those states would be 242 electoral votes. Once they get to 270, they then have a majority of the Electoral College, and the Electoral College is gone. And there are a bunch of blue states that haven't ratified it yet, Minnesota, Wisconsin among them. And a bunch of red states are ignoring the fact that this is a Democratic power grab. The Republican National Committee has voted unanimously against this plan because it would do 2 things. First of all, it would make the urban Democratic machines in places like Chicago and D.C. and New York that don't work too hard at getting out the vote because the states are blue anyway. But now if the popular vote matters, they'll work like demons in getting out the vote, including committing voter fraud. And secondly, right now, if things come down to one state, like Florida in the Electoral College, you could look at voter fraud in Florida and probably stop it from ruining the election. But if the fraud could be committed in any precinct in the 50 states and it counts in the popular vote, it's too large a problem ever to be able to either track or to solve. So there's a reason that of the 20 states that have either adopted this or one house has adopted it, 18 of them are blue states. And one is Arkansas, which has a Democratic legislature, even though Republican and presidential. One in North Carolina keeps flipping. But 18 are solidly blue. It's because this is a conspiracy by the Democratic Party to fix presidential elections for the indefinite future. Now, on my website, dickmorris.com, in the upper left-hand corner, click on it. I have a petition against this. But I didn't even know about this until earlier in this week when I broke the news on your show. Nobody talked about it, but now all of a sudden people are covering it, and it's a fundamental change.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here, because what this group that's sponsoring this, if you will, says is that the reason why they are pushing for this is because many of the states in the United States don't get enough attention from presidential candidates after the conventions. Let's show you the map right here, and this is what they mean. You take a look at the number of visits post-convention to these few states here, and so these folks are saying it's just a handful of states that get all the attention during the election cycle. Why not us? Why are these folks wrong?
Well, I'm sorry about that. But if the national popular vote governs, you'll have another group of yellow states, New York, California, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Florida, Texas, Ohio, the biggest states. No way Rodney Dangerfield on these smaller states will get respect. No way to deal with that. But that's no excuse to fix the election. If this thing passes, Republicans will never again win a presidential race. And that's why all the Democrats are lining up behind it. God knows why Fred Thompson said what he said, but he's the only one out there. The Republican National Committee voted 149 to nothing against it.
Well, this is something that obviously we're going to have to follow with great interest and see if there is a rally among grassroots conservatives and Republicans to counteract this march.
The four key states right now are Arkansas and North Carolina, which one house has passed it, the other has not. And the other two states that have not passed it at all are Wisconsin and Minnesota, that are both blue states.
And this
you can
is
hold the line there, you can probably stop it from taking effect.
In fact, we will pick this up on the other side as you continue to stay with us, Dick Morris. Also coming up, the whole situation. Did the IRS commissioner actually encourage the Department of Justice to prosecute Tea Party groups? That story and more obviously on the hijacking of the Electoral College coming up. Your thoughts on all these stories we welcome via social media. You're watching America's Forum on Newsmax TV.